Hi everybody, I'm John Bandler. I'm going to talk to you real quick about my resources on privacy and CIPP US. You probably guessed those two are not me. Those two are lawyers credited with being the modern legal founders of privacy. That fellow on the left, that's Louis D. Brandeis. He would become a U.S. Supreme Court Justice. On the right, Samuel Warren. They wrote a law review article about the right to privacy. I cover that more in my privacy video on YouTube and in these materials we're talking about. My graphic there of privacy law within data law, that's to let us know how those things fit together. Let's talk about that. And let's also realize data law is just a small subset of all law. And let me show you how I think it fits in. So we got rid of that privacy law box. Let's make that the right size. And just to be clear, data law, it's really civil law. That's the way I think of it. So let's rename that civil data law, and let's see where it fits in with other law. So let's think about cyber law. That data law is a subset of Cyberlaw. I have another video on Cyberlaw. In fact, I wrote a book on it. Cyberlaw has civil parts to it. Cyberlaw also has criminal parts to it. And all of it is law. So we can put it within my green law box. And I have a lot of law resources for you, including a video just on that topic. So cyber law is a subset of all law, and I wrote that book on cyber law. This is what the cover looks like. And the book covers privacy, including in chapter 32. And this is what that chapter looks like, where we cover privacy laws, the right to be left alone, and we talk about some of the statutes that give privacy rights. There are other chapters that lead up to that, and the book covers a wide range of topics. But for example, in chapter 15, we talk about how private companies want our data. They want to learn about us, including tech companies, and hopefully you've heard the phrase, if the service is free, you are the product. Think about it. All these free tech services we get, well, it's because we're the product. Information about us is the product. I'm not saying don't use the tools. I'm just saying be aware. So that was a quick introduction to privacy law and data law. And there's one more graphic we haven't talked about yet. And this is my top level outline for privacy learning. It includes this QR code to get to my website, my CIPP US certification exam prep landing page at johnbandler.com. And this is what that landing page looks like. And if you scroll down a little, you'll see there is a link to a web page for each of the 7 parts. So that's the main outline, and then we can look at part 1. And if we go to the part 1 page on my website, it's an article with a lot of introductory information. And if you scroll a little, for example, 1 is the introduction to tell you about the CIPP US privacy certification, what that acronym means, who administers it. Then you get down through the other parts. Part 4 tells you more about the IAPP. 5 introduces a little more about the certification, and so forth. It's basics and guidance to learn, study, and pass, and it's got links to references and resources. And there is a page for each of these parts. Part 2 covers body of knowledge, domain 1, introduction to U.S. law and privacy. Part 3 is federal privacy laws. Part 4 is about how government can get data. 5 is workplace privacy laws. 6 is state privacy laws. And then 7 is the conclusion. So I have resources for each part, dedicated references and links for each of those parts. Those web pages are freely available for anyone to use, and I'm updating them as I update my online courses. I have online courses a couple places. If you have a subscription for InfoSec Skills, it's monthly or yearly based. That is geared for information security professionals who have that subscription. I have a course there, and I'm updating it right now. And I have a course on Udemy also. And that's my Udemy infographic, and those QR codes will take you to those two places relating to that. If you want to learn about privacy or earn the CIPP US certification, the next step can be to visit my website. There's the link in the QR code, and I will put the link in the description. I've got free resources on my website. Go take a look at my Udemy CIPP US course, but check for my coupon code. Get it for under $20. You should not be paying any more than $20. Udemy does dynamic pricing, so you will see it listed at well above $20, but with the coupon code you can be sure to get it for under. Some takeaways: privacy is important for all, so is privacy law, and so is law also. We're in a nation of laws, and these study materials have a solid foundation in U.S. law. This is a good certification for many professionals. If you're a techie or an information security or information technology professional, this certification shows you know law and privacy. It's not a technical certification. And if you're a lawyer, this shows you have a little bit of technology knowledge and a little bit of knowledge in this special area of law, privacy, which frankly intimidates a lot of people, including lawyers. I've got resources and references in the next slide and also in the description, including to my website, my online courses, my video on privacy, and my book on Cyberlaw. The references will be in the video description. My YouTube videos on privacy, cyberlaw, data law. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.